pre-loved fashion is taking over the world, with global market projected to grow at 127% by 2026. For South Africans, this trend is a familiar territory built on traditions of sharing and reusing clothing. While today we are exploring the world of second-hand fashion with Yaga, an app that's transforming the way consumers buy and sell pre-loved items as a side hustle. Well, joining me to unpack more on this conversation is Aune Aunapuu, CEO and founder of Yaga. Thank you so much for joining us on Africa's Side Hustle. Just to get straight onto that, we've seen with over 1 million users and 600 million in sales. So what's the secret to Yaga's success, and how does Yaga's business model work?
Yes, great to be here and happy to tell you more. The success of Yaga is like you started in the beginning. Secondhand fashion buying and selling is becoming more and more popular globally, but also in South Africa, it's becoming a new normality. And I believe the fact that sellers can earn money on Yaga, buyers can save on Yaga, and it's beneficial for the environment because it saves resources and helps to reduce fashion waste. This is actually why Yaga is successful. So all these factors combined, I believe the timing of Yaga entering in South Africa in 2020, it was really the right time to be on that market.
Yeah. So how does the app actually ensure the quality and also the authenticity of the items sold on the platform?
Well, Yaga does it as a platform. We are the enablers. So we are an online app that allows regular people to buy and sell secondhand fashion. It means that we don't handle the items in any way. It's the responsibility of the seller. And usually what happens is if the item is not of good quality or it's not as described, then actually buyers are not going to buy it. And in case it's not that described, it can be returned and refunded.
So what trends or insights has the app observed in terms of consumer behavior or preferences in the second-hand fashion market?
So we have a lot of items and a lot of sellers. Like you said, our community in South Africa is over 1 million people. There are more than 3 million items on sale today, and every day more than 15,000 items are added to the platform. Yaga is growing 100% annually, which shows that it's really a trend and popular among the buyers and sellers. The seller personas, if we, let's say, talk about who are selling on Yaga, then majority of the sellers are from age 18 to 45. These are businesswomen or stay-at-home moms or fashionistas, so very different types of people who all use Yaga to make money or save money. And when we talk about like the trends, people love a good bargain. They love good deals. So what they are looking for Yaga, what we have observed is a good quality branded items with an affordable price. And in Yaga, you can buy brands with 70-80% discount. And why we like to think that why would you pay a full price if somebody has already paid the full price?
And it quite reminded me that last week, our social media team ran a poll which actually highlighted the concerns about, South African malls facing pressure from online shopping. So as an online store CEO, how can malls stay competitive? And also, do you think online shopping enhances or diminishes consumer convenience?
I think it enhances user consumer convenience. More shops are moving online. It also happens to secondhand fashion. It becomes more accessible, it becomes more affordable with the solutions like Yaga. So I believe that the online is the future also for secondhand, although we see a lot of secondhand market in South Africa is still being offline in people's closets and traditional on the ground market. Then the trend of these items also moving online is very strong, and as majority of the people, many people have smartphones, access to the internet, and it is improving all the time. It's only good.
How do sellers also handle shipping and logistics for items sold on this platform?
We have added multiple delivery partners to the platform. Budo, Baxi, now Pargo is the newest, Aramex, etc. So our partners handle the shipping. All a seller has to do is basically take pictures of the items they no longer want to need, add them to the platform, and then when buyer buys the item, they can use the shipping method that is most convenient to them, and then seller will send it using any of the partners I just mentioned. So our mission has been to make person-to-person buying and selling secondhand as easy as possible, and also as scam-free as possible. Because from my experience, when I started Yaga because I was trying to sell my kids' stroller in Facebook Marketplace, and it was an awful experience. There was a lot of scam, no payment, no delivery. It wasn't easy. It was so inconvenient. And this sparked the idea of let's make person-to-person buying and selling easy, and payment, online payment, delivery, solving the delivery, everything related to delivery, it's part of that.
Yeah, talking about prices, can the buyers negotiate prices with sellers, or are the prices fixed?
They can negotiate. The price that sellers ask are usually negotiable. We have a special feature also for that. That's a feature called make an offer. So basically, if you're not happy with the price as a buyer, then you can make an offer, and then the seller can decide whether they meet the offer or not. Our most successful seller sold more than 600,000 Rand worth of items in 2024. It's more than 1,400 items. It's about 50,000 Rand monthly. So many sellers, like she, has made selling on Yaga her full-time job. So you can really build a business out of it. And we have hundreds of sellers on Yaga who have sold more than 700 items in total. So it's definitely not items from their personal closet, but it's rather like sourcing them from different markets and selling them with a good price and with a business perspective.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people actually watching at home who have, a lot of unused clothes. So as a startup, rather, how can users, get started with selling or buying on Yaga, and what resources are available to support them?
It's super easy. Basically, what you have to do, you have to have a mobile phone and access to the internet. You have to first download the Yaga app, select the items you want to sell. Maybe you want to, at first, only take 1 to 2 items to try Yaga out, make pictures of them, add the description as precise as possible, and then enable the shipping methods and say the price you want for the item. And that's basically it. We have wanted for everyone to be able to sell on Yaga. So it's free for the sellers. As a seller, you don't pay any fees. Everything you ask is what you keep. And I think that's also the recipe we have, why Yaga has grown to 1 million community in South Africa.
Yeah, and also we've seen rather the rise on online platforms in terms of selling these products. So how has the rise of online platforms impacted traditional thrift stores and markets?
Well, it's hard to say. Like I said, the online markets, online platforms are emerging in addition to Yaga. When we started in 2020, our main 2020 in South Africa, our main competitors in South Africa were Facebook Marketplace, actually, and maybe Gumtree a bit and Bid or Buy. But these are not platforms that are made for fashion only. They're not fashion focused. So we didn't see these platforms as a direct competitors, but how we see the competitors like the offline markets, thrift stores, vintage stores, etc. I think these are the markets that we can collaborate with, and we hope these markets also, or these businesses, they come to Yaga, and I see Yaga as an opportunity to reach bigger audiences, because everybody cannot visit an offline market, but online, basically our audience is nationwide, it's unlimited. So what we see from our users is that users can also sell offline but they have an online store set up on Yaga, and that helps their business thrive.
Well, that's
thrive,
where we'll...
Sorry, not thrive, thrive.
Okay, well, that's where we'll stop for now. And thank you for joining us on today's episode on Africa's Side Hustle. And that's Aune Aunapuu, CEO and founder of Yaga, just talking about individuals that want to turn their unwanted fashion items into a lucrative side hustle. As we conclude today's episode, remember that Africa's entrepreneurial spirit is unstoppable. Turn your passions into profits. Share your hustle story with us also on social media using #AfricaSideHustle. And don't forget to subscribe for more entrepreneurial stories, business news and insights on Africa's Side Hustle, rather on CNBCAfrica.com. Till next week.